Okay, so today we're going to be looking at these really sort of weird type of graphs, okay? And you kind of just need to try and remember the shape of these graphs. We'll try and go through a little bit of how we can work them out if we forget, because I know obviously in an exam you might forget the shapes. So let's try and think about why it actually works. So let's first think about a y equals to x cubed. So the shape of an x cubed graph, hopefully you know, looks like a weird kind of like S shape. Okay, and a negative x cubed graph is like the opposite. Okay, so it's like a backwards S. Okay, so it looks a little bit like that. And remember from our video that looked at x squared graphs, we looked at what happens when the value of y is 0 and how can I find out where it crosses my axes. So let's do the same here. We know that it crosses my y-axis when x is equal to 0. So I'm going to have y equals 0 cubed. Okay, I've just subbed it in, which means that my value of y is 0. So this crosses at the origin 0, 0, and it looks like a weird kind of S-y sort of shape. So if I look at the graphs that I've been given then, are there any that like fit all of these criteria? So it looks like a weird kind of S-y, which is this one or this one, and it has to cross at the origin. Okay, well, I can see that's this one down here, okay, because we've got a positive x cubed. Perfect. Okay, let's have a look at my negative x cubed. So we know the general shape. The general shape is like a weird, like backwards S. And we want to find out where does it cross the origin. So let's do this. So x equals to 0, which means that y equals 0 cubed, or minus 0 cubed we can say, which is just 0. So again, it crosses at 0, 0. Okay, which one satisfies this? So this one is obviously our weird S shape and it crosses at 0, 0. So this is going to be our answer. Amazing. Okay, let's go on to the last one then. So we've got this x cubed minus 1. So this is our last cubic that we've got to do. So let's do exactly the same. We want to find out where it crosses our axes. So let's say, well, what happens when x is equal to, when x is equal to 0? Well, when x is equal to 0, I have y equals 0 cubed minus 1, which means that y is equal to minus 1. So we have a coordinate of 0, minus 1. Well, I don't know about you, but I can't see any more weird kind of S shapes, okay? We know we're going to have like this kind of S shape because we've got a positive x cubed, so it's similar to this one up here. But there's literally no more on this diagram. So we're going to probably have to draw ours here. And we know that it crosses at 0, so when x is 0, minus 1. So somewhere down here. So I'm drawing this one on because we haven't got any others on here. And we know that it's a weird kind of S-y shape. So let's just draw as best we can like this. I probably should have done it on this graph here, but I don't think it really matters. Okay, you can just see that this is obviously going down in a weird kind of S-y shape. Perfect. So let's just match that one up. So this one would match up with our pink. Okay, so the last one that we've got to do, and this is a really, really odd one. I try my best to explain this. So what I want us to think about is first, does it cross my axes at all? Well, let's try and apply the normal thing we do. Let's say, right, well, what happens when x is 0? Okay, well, y is going to be 1 over 0. Tell me, can I divide by 0? Is that possible? If you're not sure, type it in your calculator. Okay, hopefully you should come out with something that says maths error. Okay, we can never divide by 0. Okay, dividing by 0 is impossible, which means that it does not cross the axes, does not cross our axes. Okay, and you're going to have to trust me on this one. When we have a 1 over x graph, the 1 over x graph always looks like this kind of shape that we've got here, okay? As you can see, it's not crossing my axes anywhere, and it kind of asymptotes, which means that it gets really, really close to the axes, but it never touches it. Okay, so this is my 1 over x graph, and let's colour that in. Okay, so hopefully you found this video useful. If you're still struggling with drawing graphs, have a look at some of the other videos that we've got on the website.